so it doesn't really matter.
Alright. I got the camera thingy on. Am I in the right spot? Yeah, I think so. Alright, move your knee. It's stuck on that chair again.
I'm just telling this person I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'm sailing away.
No, wrong song.
Oh.
Luis M. He's a personal trainer in Orlando. I'm telling you, if I slept my ass out there and fucking hit these people for the $65 an hour I should be hitting them for, I'd be rich.
Would you?
No. Look, so let's see now. 3 Orlandoans at $65 a session. It's $195.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Then wrangle the people around here. That's $195 a day in sessions. That's
From only 3 people, that's pretty good.
yeah, that's ridiculously stupid. Right, phone. We're going with.
Go away, phone. Bye, phone. Well, my phone doesn't do anything.
Why would your phone do something?
Well, you're right.
Is your phone a robot?
I'm not a popular guy.
Neither am I.
Yeah, look at your notifications.
Everybody,
You're probably getting 1,000 of them during this recording.
everybody hates me.
Nobody likes me. Guess I'll go eat worms. No.
Why would I want to eat a worm?
I don't remember how the rest of that song goes. Was it big ones, skinny ones, something?
What are we talking about? I'm just checking. Oh shit, this thing's recording. Oh, man.
I can't use that.
You can't use that.
I have to cut that section out. I just got back from the chiropractor.
So everything's in line.
Yeah. It takes a minute afterwards for everything to go.
It makes that sound?
Internally, it's better than internally screaming that it was doing before going.
Gotcha. Foregoing what?
Before going.
Oh, you forgot your punctuation.
I wasn't writing it.
You said before going.
B for going.
Before
The
going.
B is for going is pollen. That's a good point.
And that's why the planet's dying.
Yeah. Come back, B. Come back.
So what are we talking about?
Shane? The movie?
Oh, okay. So I guess we're talking about movies.
Oh, something similar to movies, I think. Oh, we should probably start recording.
No. Was it what I asked her which kind of robots we wanted. Pleasant. It's
Pleasant robots.
It's pleasant.
Oh,
The
boy.
evolution of the pleasant robot.
So we can't do any negative robots.
No, can't do negative robots.
Okay, well, we'll discuss
The
that
ABC robot is right out.
Okay.
We can't use him at all.
We haven't started recording yet.
We can't use Mechagodzilla, because Mechagodzilla was not necessarily a good guy.
No sex robots either.
Hey, oh wait, wouldn't that be a pleasant robot?
We should save that.
Cherry 2000.
Oh boy.
I mean,
I didn't think you saw that. I mean,
several times. That movie was hilarious.
It was great.
It was
great.
funny as all get out. Let's see now. Wait. Aren't there pleasure droids in 95%?
We gotta record this, man.
Oh.
This is.
Oh.
Hold on.
So it depends. Now we gotta look at the. Oh, fine. Shit.
Man, this is. Yes, get it out. Shit! Alright. Hold on. Turn back on. There we go. Can I do the ladies and gentlemen thing this time? Without getting the interference? Yeah? Alright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all your pets. Welcome again to another episode of the Not Robots podcast. That's your host, Harry.
is Harry, and today we will be. Oh, this is my kind host, Pete.
What the heck is going on? What was that? Slowly increasing, turning yourself on. Wait, that sounds like. No, we did the innuendo episode a while back. Let's not do that.
And once again, my co host, Pete, is having problems.
Okay. Hey, do you know what we're supposed to be talking about today?
Yes, today we are talking about a topic that was sent in by one of our listeners.
What is with the high-pitched, weird thing going on? Is your vocal processor malfunctioning or whatever? Hey, hello. What are you doing?
Today's podcast is going to be brought to us by our kind friend, Lisa up in New York.
Is that her last
No,
name?
Jeremy, I forgot.
Is that her last name up in New York?
Yes, that is her official last name
Okay.
up in New York.
Okay. All right, yes, this one is from our long-term listener, Lisa.
Who has chided us on our inability to
Stay on subject?
correct.
Yes.
This is stay on subject, Lisa.
Yes. Okay, so back to, do you know what it is that we're supposed to be talking about? You said yes.
Lisa's topic.
Yes. Do you know what that topic was?
Yes, the topic Lisa presented.
Okay, can you kindly go over what Lisa's topic that she presented is, or was?
Today's topic, brought to us by Lisa, is the evolution of the pleasant robot.
Or Android.
She did not specify Android.
She
She
did.
said pleasant. Did she say Android?
Yes, movie robots or androids and the pleasant evolution.
So we can go as far back as
The ones that are like basically trash cans. And then from there they kind of moved up to
would you consider
Daleks?
No, that would be
Daleks?
Hmm.
Hmm?
In the 1950s, there was a movie
What is that?
named, was it The Colossus that conquered Manhattan? I can't remember. But it was this movie about an individual.
What was with the hand signal before the word movie? You weren't sure if you wanted to call it a movie?
Processing. It was a movie about an individual who apparently
What are you using? A spinning hard drive over there? Good grief.
died, and they transplanted his brain into this Colossus.
Okay.
Would that be a robot?
Maybe. What was the Colossus like made out of like metal and stuff? Or I mean you could have a plastic robot.
At that time, we had not advanced our plastic technology to that level. It was the 50s. Remember, land of the tin can.
Okay, so it was all the aluminum robots. That was probably just tin robots then.
I think he was steel. He was bulletproof.
Oh, it went up to progressed all the way to the rusted robot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he had a cape, but I'm not sure. Why a robot would need a cape? I am full, but maybe it was hiding some sort of back panel.
Capes are dangerous.
Yeah, because they get caught in things.
Man, could you imagine Superman going up, flying next to like a 747, saying, "Hey, your wing's falling off. I got it." Ah! Cape gets caught in the engine. That sounds
One,
terrible.
you're off topic, and two, how exactly would Superman's cape get caught in an engine?
I don't know. I mean,
No. Think
if
this
he was
through.
flying
Think this
close
through. Yes.
enough to the
So
engine.
he's flying close to the engine, but he's Superman. Any tug he feels, his body's automatically compensating for because he's flying. Even though Superman is not technically able to fly, he's only supposed to be able to bound like the Hulk. So let's get back on topic.
Well, the whole plane would actually suck it in and go forward itself. He wouldn't move.
More than likely, that would be the physics of that event, which would be horrible in either case.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oops.
The flight robots or autopilot wouldn't be able to compensate for that one. Are you okay?
I was talking about the 50s. Do we have flight robots in the 50s?
Probably Autobot.
Well, the Autobots predate man because they landed in here in prehistoric times. Hence
Right.
why we have Dinobots, but that's a different discussion.
There you go.
Would they be
we had
pleasant
cars in the
robots
50s.
or would they be unpleasant robots?
Well, if they're the Autobots, they have to be pleasant
Oh,
robots.
my goodness,
because
if you
it's the
actually think about it,
Decepticons that are...
Based on the anthology of the Transformers,
that hand movement. Oh my god.
the first robots were technically the Transformers. We just didn't know
Right.
because we were still dragging our. Well, you were. We were still. Let's move on from that topic.
Well, the Transformers, in their timeline, was way back. I mean, Dinobots and so on. They've been around since, forever, basically, is the idea. I mean, if you watch the movies, too, they talk about, the primes, and the primes are like, they had one on Earth that was stuck there, like, how long ago? Forever, right?
Yeah, pretty much it was. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, by the point of human beings even thinking of robots, where these, like, dudes with trash cans kind of waddling around, I mean, the real robots, according to the Transformers timeline,
We're already here.
They've been there for, like, so long that if he would have woke up, he would have laughed at the trash can.
Thank goodness he didn't. Well, he laughed anyway because we were nothing compared to their time.
Yeah,
That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So let's exclude the Transformers, Lisa. We're going to exclude them because they created a timeline which is kind of circumvents humanity's evolution. So let's
the Transformers robot timeline. I mean, that really kind of throws a giant monkey wrench in the whole.
No,
thing.
then there's another one that throws a giant monkey wrench.
Which one?
Long, long ago.
Explain that one.
So if it happened long, long ago, we've got translator droids meandering around and other service droids and bounty hunter droids. And so if we look at that timeline, and we don't know how long before Earth, well, your people became sentient and stopped dragging. Well, let's move on from the whole thing. We don't know how far back that goes. Maybe that was pre-Transformers, for all we know.
Well, let's see. Bounty hunter droids. Well, there were bounty hunter droids in Cherry 3000, right?
But that's a future timeline.
Well, how far in the future was that one? 3000? Is that the accurate?
I thought that was the model number on the
that's what I thought too, but I don't know the time frame.
Yeah, I can't remember the time frame.
It's as old as that movie is. It was probably like
now. Yeah, which is truly sad. But
yeah, where's our flying cars, man?
But if you look at those two timelines, you got the Transformers and the Star Wars timeline. Robots in both pleasant and unpleasant forms existed because you had the C-3PO. He was protocol droid. He was very pleasant.
Yes.
He was all about diplomacy. He was the walking political correctness.
Yes. And then you had your Swiss Army knife droid that was the R2D2.
Well, yeah, he did kind of have a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah.
I need you to fly, decode, unlock, and zap crap. Oh, and weld, and put out fires, and navigate,
creating fires,
and
flying.
Well, you'll just do stuff.
Yes, pretty much everything.
Yeah. And but I can't speak.
Relay messages.
But I can't speak.
No.
Oh wait, and I video record and edit and replay.
In hologram.
Yes. But I can't speak.
No vocal processor in this one.
But
you know what that means though?
It was unnecessary because they tried to pack. So it's like when you get that car and you open the hood and you're like, I can't even see light.
Yeah, right. Where's the engine?
So much engine in here. I can't. How do y'all change what you have to pull it? Oh hell no! So vocal processor was like, so you can have the option where we make your engine bay bigger so we can actually put in windshield washer fluid, but or you can have more horsepower. I'll take the more horsepower option because I'm going to be going so fast nothing will stick to my nose.
Well, they didn't put too much horsepower in R2D2.
No, but he didn't need to speak. But he did everything else.
He was a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he did everything else.
Yeah, my Swiss Army knife doesn't talk. So R2D2 was everything, like the Swiss Army knife of robots. Oh, stop it.
That's an interesting theory.
Now we got a bunch of movies out there that have robots, and like following along in the Star Wars thing, we did have another bounty hunter droids. In fact, we had a bunch of bounty hunter droids. I mean, if we went into Mandalorian, I mean, that was all about.
Yeah, but this is pleasant robots, so we're talking unpleasant. We gotta stay pleasant. Pleasant evolution.
Well, pleasant droids. Well, that can get a dangerous subject.
So let's get really dangerous and go right into the realm of your favorite
Well, speaking of
TV
pleasure droids, we already
series.
mentioned Cherry 3000.
Oh no, Star Trek.
Oh, yes.
The fabled episode, Mud's Women.
There you go.
They were droids,
And they did the whole timeline with them thing, too.
and they were pleasant.
Indeed.
They had, like, a lot of hairspray, apparently, but it's okay, because it was the 50s, and we did that.
Well, I mean, the Big Bang happened, in front of every one of the droids. Yes.
So but it's interesting if you look at the simultaneous timeline. Gene Roddenberry's got semi-sentient androids, but we still have kind of Robbie the robot out there, lost in space.
Right.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah,
Danger.
that's the flailing trash
Danger.
can there.
Yeah.
But later on, Lost in Space, the one that Netflix remade, I mean, that went all the way to...
He was oh yes, sir.
That
He was
was-
unpleasant. He was not necessarily.
No, he was pleasant.
He was neither.
Out of an unpleasant robotic race.
No, he
apparently.
was chaotic neutral.
I would give you that. Chaotic neutral is all right.
He would have killed. We don't want to ruin. So he would have been bad, except for a good was done to him, and he seemed to embrace the fact that something went out of its way to help him.
That's the neutral part.
Yeah, so that was the neutral part.
The chaos was if he had nothing.
If you ticked him off,
Yeah.
then go, well, oh yeah, chaos came in spades. At that
Let's
point.
rip holes in your ship and call our friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danger. Will Robinson.
But so there's, I can't remember, Robbie the robot.
Okay.
This Island Earth.
Okay.
Did you ever see that movie?
I don't
It's
recall that
ancient,
one.
It's ancient. So he's the one that has kind of the cone-shaped head with all the little clickies and spinny things in his head.
Okay. That sounds like 50s
And
everything.
He was. Not really. He was chaotic neutral. I mean, he was kind of neither good nor bad. He was just kind of execute orders. So I don't know if you would call that pleasant or unpleasant. He just, like a computer. I'm executing the orders given to me.
Well, okay. Well, people like to laugh. I mean, obviously, they're listening to this podcast.
But I don't know if they're laughing at the
I don't know if they're
podcast
laughing,
or just
yeah.
laughing at us for trying to make this podcast.
Well,
I mean, that's relative.
Well,
but-
laughter works whether it's with you or at you. So.
Sure. Sure.
All right. So, what about the laughter robots out there? The ones that had the funny wit and so on. Do you remember any of them? Mystery Science Theater 3000. Speaking of robots, 3000 seems to come up a lot. But Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I never wasted a brain cell on that show.
Really?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of like the really terrible 50s movies, like
Excuse me.
The Crawling Eye
You
and,
called those movies terrible. That's all we had.
and The
So
Mole
you
Man.
guys have this perspective of all these phantasmagorical special effects laced. They didn't have that. ILM didn't even exist yet. Claymation was like the thing.
Yeah.
So, at the time, that was like, ooh, ah, whiz, bang.
Speaking of claymation, you ever see the TV show on was it Comedy Central or something?
Robot
Maybe
Chicken.
yeah, Robot Chicken. Was that Adult Swim?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
Adult Swim thing. Yeah,
Cartoon Network,
watch,
Adult
yeah,
Swim.
yeah.
A Robot Chicken I thought was great.
You would, because you like Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, I do with the weird robots.
We
and
don't
all
want to
that.
get back to the knuckle dragging thing, so let's move on. So where were we in the timeline of the evolution of the place? So we had Robbie,
Yes.
and we had Mr. Robot from Lost in Space. And
Did in any of the Lost in Space episodes did he ever even try to name them other than the robot?
you know what? I may have to summon our friend at some point and get back to that later, but I don't think so.
No, even in the
remake.
they
His
never
name
even-
is
the robot
precisely.
or your robot.
And the sad part is, it wasn't really a robot.
No.
It was a non-traditionally carbon-based life form, I'd call it.
We'll squeak by on that one, all right.
But I wouldn't exactly have called it a robot because it didn't seem to be executing someone's designed program. It was sentient.
Yeah.
It
Well,
learned.
if it's AI as a robot, is it not an android at that point? Or a
Processing.
cyber or something? Cyborg? No, because
No,
that would require.
that would have been
require flesh.
what the Colossus was, because you're a cyborg if you had a human brain, right? You're a cyborg if you had it, because if you had a flesh part, you're a cyborg.
Okay.
Correct?
What if you had everything that was flesh, but the brain was cybernetic?
Then you'd be a Terminator?
That's what.
That's not pleasant
That's
at
not
all. we can't find
I mean,
any positive
they
in
did
that.
turn one of the Terminators. Well, I guess maybe he turned himself the Terminator.
Well, remember
Positive?
John captures one and
Yeah.
reprograms it and sends it back in time
Right.
to lend him a helping hand.
And then they later call him Pops. That's a good point. That's a pleasant robot, I guess.
Sugar Pops?
No, Pops. Like what some people would call a dad or a pop. I
Which
guess.
movie did that occur in?
And one of the ones that you didn't watch.
More than likely.
The later ones, obviously.
Ah.
Yes. So was it? Man, what is the name of the last?
Was it a Christian Bale one or the one after the Christian Bale
After.
one? The pre-post one.
Yeah. So they fixed the timeline and saved the world, but a new timeline was created that. They
Doesn't
had to
that go back
and
to one of our
fix the-
podcast episodes about time and non-linearity? Okay, sorry, Lisa. So yeah,
but
pleasant robots. But androids and cyborgs, she didn't say cyborgs, so we gotta leave cyborgs off the table. We really do.
So that would leave all the Borg out from.
Well, yeah, because they're grafted.
But you know what? Only the Borg that they took over other species and integrated.
So, but is
But
there
the
an
ones
original
that were-
Borg that's all mechanical?
Well, all of the Borg nanobots and the Borg ships and the bots that are used to create the ship, like to recreate holes in it if it gets destroyed in combat, or fixing it and stuff like that. Those are all robots.
Yeah, but they're not pleasant because they're Borg.
No, but
And
they're
resistance is-
they're not negative either because they're not the ones that do the
They're
assimilation.
just maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're chaotic neutral.
Yeah, resistance is fertile.
Only the female ones.
Um,
Later on, apparently, they start trying to grow children too, which is weird for.
grow
Yeah.
as in we're going to take DNA and
Bingo.
and let it grow and then graft
Yeah.
as it grows.
Yep.
Oh my lord, that'd be like Superboard.
Yeah. Yeah. They actually, in the later episodes of Star Trek Voyager, I mean, talking like
Oh lord.
the end of
How
season
do
6
we
kind of
always
thing.
get back to Voyager?
So
How?
they have another ex-Borg on board, and he was raised as a child up through the thing, just like Annika, 7 of 9, raised as a child, through the Borg all the way, But it's not the only child. The rest of them they end up finding their parents for, and they're not there very long. But they end up with 2 ex-Borgs on board Voyager. Ex-Borg. Yes, ex-Bs.
But that's
Xboxes.
once again these are cyborgs, and we've got to stay in the wonderful realm of the droid.
Androids and robots. Well,
Yes.
speaking of Star Trek, they always, it seems like in every one of the Star Treks, they have somebody who is android at some point. Maybe not the first Star Trek, the original Star Trek. I guess they didn't have
They
an
didn't have
android.
yeah, because we didn't conceive of that. Yet.
No, I guess we didn't until Next Generation, because then we had Data.
Correct. And
And
then Data's children.
yes, that's in Picard is the ones we learned about those.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm ready for season 2 of that one. I tell you what, I like the last few episodes of the first season of Picard. I had a hard
Why
time
would you
getting
do
the whole
another
thing.
season? Because I'm not going to ruin that for anybody either. So let's move along. So let's get back
Well,
to
they
androids.
could
No,
continue it.
androids. We got to get back on topic. We've been off topic way too long now.
Yeah,
we
sorry,
at least try to meander back.
Yeah.
See, Lisa, I'm trying to rein him in here. He's stubborn,
I can't.
So,
It's a
where were we in our timeline of? So we talked about Robbie. We talked about Mr. Robot, both iterations of Mr. Robot. Let's see now. Who else?
So, what about like the computer programs that do their projection with the holograms that actually have physical touch to them?
That's not a robot. It's a hologram.
Because it doesn't have
But
mechanical arms
the
and stuff, it
sensors,
doesn't count?
it just had a set of sensors. So I mean, it'd be essentially if you had like that heat touch pad, so it could sense heat. Nah, that's no good.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh,
Hmm?
well, was he good or bad?
Who?
Bishop.
Oh, that is a heck of a question from the Alien series. Yeah.
Was Bishop good or bad?
Oh man, he was milky
was horrible.
later on.
Of course, then we gotta go actually back in time because there was one of them in what was the first one called? Oh my God, the prequel.
Oh,
When they go to the planet and they find the skeletons and the.
Yeah. They start catching into the xenomorph sort of thing, and they start. That's how they end up turning into who they are. Is the face huggers start laying it into the human beings and using that DNA.
Yeah, but there was an android on that ship too.
It was.
And that predates Bishop actually. So.
His name was David.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I'm quite the Alien fan, and it's crappy that you put me on the spot about the first ones, and I don't remember the names.
That's horrible.
Oh man, wow. Yeah, the sleep apnea is still not taken care of from the VA, by the way, if anybody's keeping track. So you may still hear my breathing and nose issues and stuff. I'm sure it comes up on microphone a little bit.
There's a lovely thing you made for me, and I figure I could probably like little slits in your lungs like gills, and you breathe.
No, I don't think cutting me is a good idea.
No.
No.
More airflow.
Well, it wouldn't be permanent. I'd heal.
I can fix that.
Just leave the knife in.
Well,
robots and androids, they don't heal.
Well, they don't breathe.
No, they don't heal.
They don't breathe.
No.
They're not alive.
What does breathing have to do with healing?
And it all depends on what type of robot and or android we're dealing with. If it is, the evolution of if it's a nano-based life form, a nano-based robot and or android, it can just graft any material back into whatever it lost.
Yeah, but like when Data got hurt.
Data was not nanite based though, was he?
No. He was, what did they call it? It was
the big positronic brain thing.
Yeah. And the flesh was some
That's why there was like the gray Data and the green Data.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was a colorful fella.
Oh, that was really uncalled for. Really uncalled for.
Why?
That was just terrible.
Well, they changed his eye color, and his skin color was kind of yellowy in some, and some was green.
Remember, they were just little optical sensors.
Optronic sensors.
I mean, they could have given him the Geordie LaForge array instead of like things that look like eyes.
Later on they fixed Geordie's eyes. He didn't have the cool sunglasses anymore.
Yeah, but he also couldn't see in the spectrum.
Well, he became a captain of a ship of his own later on.
But he was better off with the spectral analysis
That's
thing.
what I thought. Maybe they changed it to where the eyes that he had, they used robot technology and stuff.
Maybe they just grew him new
robot
eyes.
eyeballs.
Maybe they just grew him new eyes.
Well, that'd be terrible. The guy would be practically blind compared to how he was.
Well, he'd be able to see though.
He was able to see before.
Bats can see, but they can't see.
Right.
Exactly.
Could you imagine having some sort of cybernetic implant that allowed you to only see in bat vision, and then one day mysteriously light shows up? Oh my goodness! Now everything starts hurting my eyeballs. That sounds horrible.
Well, that's why the doctors would adjust the receptors so that oh, this is a little too intense for him right now, so we'll just ramp this up slowly until he's comfortable.
But you wouldn't be able to if he grew new eyeballs.
That.
Yeah, see, because it's
so
not
they
robot
just connected
anymore.
to the optic nerve, and then it would function like normal.
And then
once again, we're off topic.
headaches.
See, we're off topic.
It's terrible.
Robots.
Yeah.
So we've covered Rowdy. We've covered Danger Will Robinson. So let's go a little bit more forward in time. 70s. Were there any good 70s robots? You wouldn't know. You weren't here yet. Oh man, I'm trying to harken back to those days. Were there any good 70s robots?
There were a bunch of sex robots.
Ones.
I mean, that was the 70s. There were lots of sex robots.
No, there weren't.
Yeah, there were.
Name them.
I can't.
What movies?
I wasn't looking at their names.
What movies?
Oh, I don't remember the names of the movies. I wasn't looking at their titles.
I think you're thinking 80s because
Maybe I'm thinking of the 80s.
Yeah, because you weren't around the 70s.
It doesn't mean I didn't watch lots of 60s, 70s, even 50s movies.
Look, 50s and 60s movies, robots. So,
Okay.
now they got to be pleasant though.
Well, maybe there were some pleasant ones, but no, it's the pleasant evolution of, not the robot themselves has to be pleasant.
Well, I thought that we were only dealing with pleasant robots in the evolution. So, if you go back in time to one of the old sci-fi movies, there was a robot that was made to, I can't remember, fight which space monster in standard Japanese space monster movies, right?
Okay.
So, at some point, I can't remember the name. I'm really gonna have to Google this. I'm pissed off. No, it wasn't. Did it fight Megalon?
You're thinking of Godzilla stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megalon wasn't a robot.
Well, there was
but there was that.
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, but we made him. I think that was one of our mistakes. Man, he wasn't pleasant at all.
Most certainly.
But there was a robot that was controlled and it flew and it was like, at some point in the movie, to save its creator's life, because this kid was piloting it, and it grows and becomes sentient and fights the space monster itself. And I can't remember the name of the movie.
And it was a Godzilla?
It was genre.
A Godzilla?
Yeah, it was a Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was that genre of movies, and I can't remember the name of that one. If anyone remembers the name of that movie before I have to strain myself and Google it, please comment at
notrobotsquestions@gmail.com.
Thank you. Which one was that? Because I could see him. He had a little antenna on top of his head. He kind of looked like the Guyver, but not the Guyver.
Well, South Park made fun of it with a Mecha Streisand.
Okay, let's move on. Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes.
That's just terrible. So yeah, let's. But in the 60s, the Japanese had robots.
Okay, what kind of robots did they have?
Like that one robot that helped save the Earth.
What
And it fought the monster. The one I can't remember from.
You know what? If we had robotic brains, we'd remember. They'd be computers.
No, because the human brain actually processes faster than the fastest.
It does. That's true.
So we would be taking a step backwards. It's just our inability
Only
to
because
recall
we're
data
using
at will.
It's only because we're using the human brain in order to create the computer. If we were using a computer to create the computer,
Yeah, Skynet would live and we'd all be
we'd
dead.
all be dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
The very first thing it did is say, well, the only threat to my existence are humans.
Or worse,
Bye, humans.
the only threat to the planet is humans.
Bye, humans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's not create Skynet.
No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, thank you.
Robots are dangerous.
So yeah, there were those cool, good, helping people out 50s robots from the sci-fi movies. And I'm not talking, no little twins singing, "What should I?" The big flappy butterfly thing. This was like a robot. He was cool.
Okay.
Telling you, he looked like the Guyver suit, except for he was a robot.
So, what recent movies have had
Good robots in it?
them?
Well, sir,
I mean, we're pretty limited.
there
on
was
that.
no. The Will Smith "I Am Robot." That was an awesome movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That was pretty intense. That was good.
that was definitely one of the better. And I mean, those robots were evolved and good. They were trying not to be eliminated. It turned out that they had evolved into having a soul, in essence, more or less.
Yeah.
So.
The Cylons did the same thing, and
Yeah, but they tried to wipe us out. They were not pleasant.
initially.
Well, some of them were hot, but they were not pleasant.
Well, that was only to trick the humans.
That's called
Yes.
Gaius Balthar thought with the wrong head, but that's a different discussion altogether.
All
Altogether.
together. Other than iRobot.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, but that's before iRobot.
Foxy had a Daggett.
Yeah.
He was a robot dog. It was pleasant.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Ah. So you see, we
Well, I was thinking about like human type robots the whole time instead of like pet type robots. I mean, we can go all the way to with the Tamagotchis, you know, where people are shaking the crap out of those things, trying to keep your little Tamagotchi on your keychain alive thing. I mean, does that count?
No, that is not a robot.
Oh, okay.
That's terrible.
A Teddy Ruxpin. Put in some, Metallica and the tape in the back of your Teddy Ruxpin, and yeah, he was having a good time.
No.
Yeah.
Can,
Black
can,
end.
can we get back closer to the positive, pleasant road? So we had animal robots.
Yes. Teddy Ruxpin.
No,
He was a bear.
Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah, dang it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that was definitely cool.
Yeah. Man, if I had a dog that would be great and do what it is I tell it to and love me every day when I came home and never die, boy, that would be a wonderful pet.
Until you died and it was left alone mourning your loss.
Oh,
There is that.
poor thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Wow, what a somber note to put in a comedy podcast.
So there was, let's see now, what other
Let's not do
robots?
that.
Modern robots,
Yeah.
now,
Like
right now.
anything past the latest Battlestar Galactica and iRobot.
So
Where else
are
are we
we-
talking about a robot?
are we-
Wall-E.
I was gonna hit Wall-E.
Yeah, but that's still like futuristic stuff. You
Yeah,
know?
luckily,
Fat
yeah,
guys
that's-
in chairs in that one.
5 guys in chairs.
No, fat guys in chairs.
Oh, yeah, well, no fat humans in chairs because we.
Well, I meant like man is in the race of man.
Post,
As in
yes,
people,
that was definitely post-COVID.
That's true.
But let's see here. Well, do we? Oh no, those aren't really robots, are they?
What?
Well, if you do the whole entire Pacific Rim thing, but they were they were driven by humans.
You know-
so they were more vehicles than robots, wouldn't you say?
The movie was based upon the Japanese cartoon, right?
Well, and which one?
Well, Pacific Rim. Okay.
That's actually a Japanese cartoon.
Well, the movie Pacific Rim was based upon the Japanese cartoon.
You mean it? Anime in
Anime,
general?
yes.
Thank you.
In general.
Yeah.
And
yeah, giant robots.
yes,
Gundams.
thank
But
you.
not non-Gundam.
Not
Gundams.
quite, because Gundams could only have one person in them. I mean, they could have others too, but for controlling, it wasn't where they had to connect their brains together and have two people do the
Well,
exact
that's
same
because
thing.
humans aren't as cool now as they were. Well, in that future, as the space people in the Gundams, because
Humans would be
you
much
had-
cooler in the Gundam future.
Yeah, because we will have evolved because we lived in space. You know, the whole entire expanse thing, and for some reason, living in space, we would have evolved into we would
But how
our
come
brain-
none of them were stretched out like the Belters?
brain potential change because the Japanese manufactured for that.
Oh, okay.
But they did say you were a little weaker though.
You know what? Maybe they got tall as Americans, and that's why I didn't recognize it. That could be it.
Oh my god.
Well, on average,
So let's.
so the average height of
Are those
American is taller
robots,
than the
or
average
are
height
they
of the
simply?
Japanese.
I'm ignoring you. Are those robots or are they vehicles?
Ooh, I guess they'd just be vehicles because they're human controlled.
Yeah, so they're essentially battle armors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't really.
They
count.
have any autonomous functions? I mean, like Kit.
No, I don't even think you could call it.
You know, Knight Rider, Kit.
Could you actually call it? I don't think
You could call Kit, but you couldn't call a Gundam Wing,
No.
or you couldn't call a Pacific Rim robot. What were they called in Pacific Rim?
Oh, they did have names, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, even the bad guys had names
Well, the
too.
bad
They
guys were kaiju,
kaiju, yeah.
which is essentially monster.
And yeah,
Jesus, but I can't remember what the frames are called.
I don't remember. I bet if I asked my son, he'd know. He watched that
Yeah.
movie like 20 times.
He liked it that much.
He really did like Pacific Rim.
And the remake too?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Personally, I was not a fan.
I like the Pacific Rim place that serves sushi.
Yeah.
But that's a
I'm-
different discussion.
I'm not a big sushi fan myself. I'm one of those, I'll take it or leave it. You know?
Yeah, but you fish.
I don't go out of my way to
You
get
catch
sushi.
it with like chopsticks. Far more challenging than a hook.
I'm going fishing tomorrow morning. I'm not bringing chopsticks. I'm going to start off with a sabiki rig to get a whole bunch of small fish, and then I'm going to put them on the bigger hook and throw that behind me. I don't think catching fish with chopsticks is going to work too well.
No?
I mean, I'll try it next time we have the glass minnow run. I will give it a shot if you want it. I'm pretty good with chopsticks. I'm just not like Mantis kind of speed. You know what I
You
mean?
got to work on that.
I gotta work on that.
Well, then you can't because you've got all that mass, and sending the signal to fire all that mass quickly is ping. You want us to move what? All right, guys,
You know,
fire up the engine. We're gonna have to
right.
move the arm.
By the time it
Oh.
happens, I'll end up breaking the chopstick as it hits the water.
Pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Let's not do that.
We don't
So
do
yeah,
that.
so the Pacific Rim robots don't count. So what good robots have we had lately?
I don't think so.
And in fact, the problem is I haven't been to a movie in so long because of the dreaded COVID that I don't even remember what the last movie that came out was.
Well, I've been watching. Every Friday that I'm off, we have movie night at my house.
Yeah, but you're going through some ancient sorry ass crap. I mean,
Wait a
other
minute.
movies. That
We're
was
through
that was
Pirates of the Caribbean right
that was
now.
that was a mental
But no robots
fart
involved.
there. It's okay.
And
There's
before that,
there's
we
no
watched
robots in
we
Pirates
watched
of the
Gremlins.
Those are all robots, but well, not robots. They were just little things. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Well, they used robots in those movies in
so-
order to make those
And
things.
no, they used animatronics.
Yes, animatronics is a robot.
No, it's not. It's still
How is it
tethered
not?
because most robots are untethered.
Oh,
Animatronics are
right. You're
tethered.
saying they're tethered.
Yes.
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 They don't have their own self. They don't have a battery. They're plugged in or whatever.
Yeah. There's no AI. There's some guy pulling with a remote control. Once
Yeah,
again,
well,
that would be.
when we
not
get to the point
fundamentally
of
different.
where a Roomba turns into the version of the one for the Jetsons, then
Rosie.
Rosie.
We completely excluded animated robots, and we should because there's way too many of them. Because we conceive more animated
It's
robots.
too easy to do.
Tobor the Great.
Oh, stop. Nobody knows what that is, including me. What is that?
That's a 50s robot. Gigantor. Rydeen. No. That was an armor.
Until fairly recent years, Transformers was also a cartoon. I mean, just like, let's get into a little bit more anime
Yeah,
side
but
of
once
it
again, the Transformers predates and postdates Earth at the same time.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
use
Yeah,
Transformers. That doesn't
they're on
work.
they're on both sides of the
It
timeline at the
totally
same time.
destroys any timeline.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. It's an abstraction. Ooh, Farscape. Were there any robots in Farscape?
Like Thundercats?
There were no robots in Thundercats.
No.
At least not that I remember.
No, there are no
There was a
robots in
Thunder Tank.
Thundercats. There wasn't any robots in the Snorks.
What's the snort?
They're like Smurfs, but they were the underwater ones with the snorkel on top of their head. No robots in those either.
You'll be okay. So let's get back to some vague semblance of what is the most recent robot movie that came out?
I don't know. I'm trying to run through the cartoon ones, and I'm running into movies that don't have any robots in them. Cartoons.
The cartoon one.
Mm-hmm.
Last year there was the animated movie that came out, Alita Battle Angel.
I did not see that. I know. My wife, my daughter, my son have all yelled at me for not seeing it, but they saw it without me. And
Wait, did you note the gasp?
I know. I'm supposed to have seen it. Tell me all the reasons why I should have seen it.
Because
Because it's awesome. I know I've heard that one.
it posed the question of robot, because we went through the robot being raised, your child, blah blah blah. They found and it turns out that the brain stem, the head essentially, because you can transplant, bodies. She was
Well, they did that as a born queen too. That's all it was the V cut out from like the neck down, like into like.
so
the middle of
essentially
the
she's
chest.
kind of like
And everything else is robot.
so.
Yeah.
He found her after an incident, I'm not going to ruin the movie for you, and rescued her and gives her a robot, an android body. So she's an android. She's not a robot, she's an android. And bad crap.
She has a human brain.
She's an android. No, she's not human at all.
Okay.
At least I don't
That's
think
not a
she
human
was
brain?
human at all. She was an android.
Okay.
She was an android. So things happen, bad people, essentially rollerball with robots. Do you remember rollerball?
Yes.
Both the James Caan and the
Yes,
the
both
remake.
versions.
Yeah. So there's skeeviness and bad people and all that crap.
Yeah.
and she gets pushed to the edge, and they find a pristine battle android armor or a battle
Okay.
android body. Well, guess what? She actually is.
She's a battle robot?
Oh Lord help! She's like the Class A battle robot.
Oh, cool.
She's
I
like
gotta see this.
living, but she's like bad A battle robot, stupid reflexes, weapon system. Who needs a weapon system?
When you are the weapon.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You have to see.
You know,
it.
that's a much better description than my wife or kids gave me.
And the
They just say,
storyline.
wow, it's really good, you gotta see it.
And
Thanks.
and there's like a humanity aspect to it because there's good and evil and kindness and there's a little and there's a little bit of that what's the name of the stupid Matt Damon movie
Drama?
when we lived in space when they lived in
Mars?
Elysium. There's a
Oh.
little Elysium aspect to it
okay.
here and there, so they hit this good.
But if it's
You'd
got
like
Matt
it.
Damon stuff going
No,
on, somebody's
well,
got to rescue him.
Well, yeah, but there's a little Elysium aspect to it here and there, so I think you'd like it. You'd thoroughly enjoy this movie.
Okay.
But that was probably one of the, and it's an open door, right? Because this was anime done production Hollywood.
Not the other way around, not Hollywood done production anime, because those come out terrible sometimes.
No,
I mean,
was anime done
look at
production.
Airbender.
Let's leave Airbender alone.
Whew.
Let's leave that alone. Let's leave
Their live action version was,
Dragon Ball Z alone. Let's leave all that stuff alone.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just back up off that.
Yeah, so they did it in the right direction. So
Yes.
the wrong
So
direction.
it's anime gone. I mean, good production budget.
Anime gone Hollywood instead of
Excellent.
Hollywood gone anime. Gotcha.
And you know, traditional anime, you have really good writers, and this had excellent writers, and it had a phenomenal storyline, and it left it wide open to do a myriad of things.
Okay.
But that's probably the most recent robot-esque movie that I've seen. I'm sure there's got to be something more current than that.
There's a few of them where they have like the robots as security to like this prison kind of thing, and those weren't very good. I don't remember the names of them because just they weren't that memorable. Just enough for me to remember that they were there.
They didn't have, but those are cyborgs, so that
It was
doesn't
called,
count either.
Section something like that. I don't remember.
Inception?
No, section like it's this section of the location.
Oh.
Yeah, section 6 or something. I don't remember the name of it.
Ah.
I don't remember section 12, section 14. Like I said, it wasn't memorable enough for me to remember, but it was there, and it's recent-ish.
And they did the live-action remake of Ghost in the Shell, but those are all android. I mean, those are all cyborgs.
Yeah, they're saying cyborgs
So that
don't count.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Were they
Cyborgs
even
are
any
human,
robot?
human
Well,
brains.
the Tachkomas,
What are those?
the tanks.
In what?
Oh, they didn't really use a Tachkoma in the live-action version, though.
In the live action of what?
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh. I didn't see the live action of Ghost in the Shell.
Did you ever see the anime about Ghost in the Shell?
Oh, long time ago.
Well, the Tachkomas were the tanks.
Oh, okay.
Remember the little lightweight battle tanks? The think tanks, as they call them?
Vaguely, like,
Well, they were all AIs.
that's what I do every day is I watch a movie and TV show, at least at some point.
Yeah, well, go
Yeah.
refresh your memory on the Tachkomas, but they were all AIs.
man.
So
I
essentially,
got a list to follow after
they were-
finishing Star Trek Voyager, which, by the way, I have 4 episodes remaining, so by the
I
next
don't know
podcast,
why
I
he
should have finished
hasn't
this.
given up on that, because we know he's at the point where he even admit it sucks.
It's the last season's not good. I'll give you that.
So yeah, so the Tachkomas, the think tanks, they're really cool because they're autonomous
Okay.
and they have AIs
Okay.
and they have weapon systems
Okay.
and they have cloaking.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, optical camouflage.
Now, is it optical camouflage to only our visible light spectrum? Or is it optical camouflage to other light spectrum as well?
That's a really good question because I don't know if Tachkomas can cloak themselves from other devices. I think they
Because
can.
if you can use an infrared filter where you only see the infrared.
I don't think Tachkomas show up on IR, but I don't remember. See, I can't remember the Tachkomas full specs. I'd have to go back and.
I'm only talking about infrared because I created my own version of Track IR for $20.
What is that?
It's where you look at a computer screen and you turn your head, that it actually turns part of the computer screen too. So like a 32-inch computer screen works like a 50-inch computer screen.
Why would I want that?
I do because I thought it was cool. And I made it work. So
So this is just you steeped in your infinite geekdom.
yeah, being
Okay, just
nerd
just
tech.
check.
Yeah,
I was just making sure.
I told you.
Okay.
Hey, muscle head card and nerd card, same time.
No, knuckle dragger, no.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, these
No.
knuckles at the end of them are fingers that can type.
No.
Code too. Uh-huh. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a leader battle angel.
I can see that.
Other than that, all I really remember is the Terminators.
We're probably missing some right now.
I know there's
and
like a
somebody
million
listening
of
to this
them.
is going,
These idiots
Hey.
don't know anything. Well, we get that all the time though, so that really is not gonna faze me much.
no. If you're gonna say something like that, say it on the voicemail one from anchor.fm/not-robots. There's a button that says message. It's on the right side. You click that, and it has an option for the email, and it has an option for the voice.
He's been begging for like 5 episodes now. Please, somebody do this.
I want one that's
I'm
negative
begging.
that we can play on the
I'm
voice
begging one of you so that he can stop begging you. Please.
The voice. I want the voice one so we can play it. It always, like, when I go to upload it, right, it says it has an option for playing voice messages, and we don't have any messages on there that I can play. There's
We need more followers. Eventually, we'll tick somebody off, and they'll leave us a message.
okay, so we need to start messing with Kanye West again. Is that
No,
the idea?
let's
okay.
leave. No,
Don't do that.
because he's running for president, and I don't need any secret
Apparently,
service
he's on.
people.
What is he on the ballot on a state officially now? Like Tennessee or Alabama or one of those crawling before you walk states?
I don't know, but I don't want any Secret Service agents showing up because she said something stupid about president.
No, we don't need that. No, we stay out of politics on this thing.
Yeah,
It's important.
We try. Yeah.
Now,
That's a good thing.
yeah, politics aren't funny. Most of the time, it's just sad and depressing. We don't need that for sure.
Politics aren't funny.
No.
Saturday Night Live used to make a career out of political satire.
Yeah, but when they started doing like only one side, not the other, then it started going, wait a minute, this is them using their politics for either good or evil instead of evil or
It
good.
was always satire of the president. It didn't really matter. It was always
Oh,
satire of the
if they
president.
were to do that again, no matter what, that's
Because somebody
great.
needs to do a Donnie with the rug thing.
Okay.
Wait! I know what that thing is. It's the tardigrade from Star. From.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't it shaped just like it?
No.
It
no,
is. It's
no.
the tardigrade.
No, it's not.
It is too.
No. Hey, maybe if the wind hits it wrong.
I'm telling you. I'll bet you that he can jump.
Maybe.
He'll like spin around and then go and be gone.
Maybe that's how he knows all the mainstream media's jokes before they say them to him.
Because he's jumping from studio to studio.
He definitely outsmarts them, I'll tell you that. Well, yeah, maybe 50-50.
Yeah.
That's about as good as you can ask for.
We're getting political again.
Yeah.
Let's step away from the topic.
Yes.
Step
But the
away.
tardigrade,
Yes. That wasn't a robot.
no, absolutely not. They took tardigrades, if you don't know, are these real tiny little animals
They're
on the,
microscopic.
like, I mean, not really microscopic, but
They're-
more closer to the atomic level.
I
They're
thought they were
they're
slightly
smaller.
bigger than the atomic level.
They're smaller.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Regular microscopic, it goes even further, and they're like the little 6-legged pig sort of things, and they
Yeah,
have
I've seen
actual
them.
like looking toenail things.
Yeah, no, I've seen
It's wild. That Star Trek. Which one was this?
That's the one with the ship that spins and pukes
Yeah,
on you that uses
the
plants.
spinny ship.
This mini pukey ship that uses plants. It's the green Star Trek. It's the one that we're forbidden to talk about in any other Star Trek because we don't want people to get that technology and the AI that's in section. What's the name of that stupid section?
12,
Was it section 12?
11, 3.
Was it Section 3? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But we don't want that AI to get
Yes, but anyways,
to get that data chip.
Yeah, they used the little tardigrade.
Well, except for it was the size
But
of
it was
huge. Yeah, and it could rip right through Klingon battle armor with no effort whatsoever, and seemed to actually eat ship holes too. So.
Yeah, but it didn't make it through the plexiglass that they had inside of the little
Because
room. I don't
plexiglass is special.
You know what? If you pour acid into like a glass jar, and it's not designed for that, it'll eat your glass jar. You pour it in the metal jar, it eats your glass jar. You pour it in concrete, it eats the concrete. How come it's coming in a plastic bottle? What is that plastic bottle made of that isn't regular plastic? Is it just that it just doesn't affect that specific plastic?
Which acid are you talking about?
Let's go
Uric
with
only, because hydrochloric could eat right through it. Hydrochloric has to be stored in a specific type of glass jar, to the best of my knowledge.
Let's use like the
Sulfuric too, actually.
osphuric, or I think it's what it's called, ospo.
That.
Phosphoric? I don't remember, but it's the one where you put on like rust in it, and it basically reverts it back to steel temporarily.
Coca-Cola?
No, it has a
Even
similar
though Coca-Cola will do that, but we drink it. Well, I don't.
Coca-Cola can have a lot of uses. Apparently, you can shine chrome with it.
Yes, it'll actually eat the rust off of chrome. It'll eat the buildup off your battery.
Well, that one works only because I guess the baking soda that mixed with it works pretty good on the battery thing. But as far as the other stuff goes, it can. In MythBusters, I saw this one, which they do episodes about robots too. I don't remember
Yes,
those.
they did. I missed it.
I don't remember those. Robot sharks. Wasn't there a movie about a robot shark?
You mean Bruce?
No.
That was Jaws, and there was nothing.
Oh no! In Jaws, the shark actually really was a robot.
Yeah, well, he was animatronic.
Animatronic.
So that
that
really
doesn't count.
Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce was the man.
Bruce
the
Campbell?
Shark. No. The shark's name was Bruce.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell never did movies with
the,
robots.
No,
did he?
no, because the Evil Dead are dead. They're not robotic.
That's right. Yes, his boomstick is.
Klaatu Verada.
I said it.
Oh my goodness! We just brought up a robot.
Which one?
In both the remake and the regular one, the robot from This Island Earth.
What do you mean?
The original This Island Earth, right?
I told you I don't remember that. Don't breathe too hard. You sound like me breathing. Stop it. Make your point.
So Klaatu, the visitor that comes to Earth to try to help mankind out, and
Oh, that's where your transition was. Oh my goodness, you had me so lost. Yes, go on.
And man, in his infinite kindness, goes and attacks him, and the robot steps out of the ship and proceeds to vaporize several tanks. And he had to use the command words Klaatu Verada Niktu to get the robot to back.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Now, which came first? Was it Army of Darkness with Bruce Campbell? This is the third one of the.
No. This Island Earth is a 50s movie, 60s movie.
Oh, so is that where they're getting it? Nice.
Yeah, they stole it from that movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Right on. Oh man.
That's, when he said that, I almost peed myself laughing. I was like, oh my god, they did not just steal that.
The Evil Dead movies, they had so much humor in them that most people didn't recognize unless you knew specifically what to look for. I got the box-specific special edition of Evil Dead 2, right? And it was supposed to look like the Necronomicon on the outside, but if you look at the pages on the inside, you're like, oh, it looks like gory stuff. But if you stop, you actually look at them, and it had the severed hand, and in the little words and stuff on it, the symbols, it actually, you really kind of pay attention. It says, employees must wash hands before returning to work.
Horrible.
It was awesome.
That's
the
horrible.
whole thing, turns out, was filled with, stuff like normal signs, like U-turns and, whatever, not allowed at this light and stuff like that. And it had to do with whatever little symbol that's in there.
We got 5 minutes left, so let's rein this in and try to get back to Lisa's topic. So, Lisa, my dear friend.
There's a lot of things robots can't do.
Like what?
Humor.
That's not true.
How? You can think of a funny robot?
How do you do? Mr. Johnny Five.
Oh, great point, Johnny Five.
Yes.
How did we forget that? Oh, he's alive.
Yes.
Yes. Oh man.
That
Johnny
was
Five
straight up
funny.
80s.
Yeah.
Boy, I had to dredge that one up. I was like, Mr. Johnny Five.
You know, I bet there's others we forgot too. So you guys are gonna have to email us so we can bring this topic back up.
And run the list.
I'm sure
You gotta-
Lisa right now knows that we're missing some.
Lisa ain't down. Ooh, I'm gonna get bitten for that.
Where? From New York?
Look, Lisa got skills, man. She'll jack me up all the way down here. She's got peeps.
Oh, okay. She's gonna call in one of her robot friends.
No, one of our actual classmates lives nearby.
Oh boy. Probably next door.
No, where does she? God, she lives in. Does she live in the land? I can't remember. Yeah, but she lives.
That's,
she lives
that's
nearby.
close enough that they could drive over and then slap you.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good point.
Close enough. So.
We're sorry.
So
He didn't say
if you any of the robots we missed, please, because we will run through every single one of these movies, because I am sure I am mad at myself because I've seen all of them.
Man,
more than
I should
likely.
have a list, but then again, that would kind of defeat
the
whole-
purpose, because
yeah.
this is a shoot from the hip podcast.
Yeah, we get a subject. If it's your first time and you didn't know, we have no script. We don't rehearse.
There is no plan.
It's entirely improv.
Unless one of you gives us a topic. It's,
Yes.
let's see now, roll the dice. We'll talk about this. Do we know anything about it? No.
Probably not, but we can fake it all the way to the end. Or make it
Yes!
fun, probably.
Yeah! Oh.
Careful. Speaking of faking it. Alright. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, complaints about anything you heard here, or even if you have, subject ideas,
Jeremy!
okay, we'll do a subject on germs. Is that the idea?
Yeah, a Jeremy one. Yeah.
A germ
Jeremy
filled
one.
episode.
We should do an episode all about transmission of diseases and viruses.
Yeah,
that'd be like normal everyday stuff.
Yeah, isn't the news though that every day we'd have to have like a CDC warning, and then the recording of the recording.
Disc changer.
Yeah, and then the recording of the recording, which is the YouTube that I don't recommend anybody watch, is gonna have a little warning at the bottom says COVID-19 uses a spread effect. Click here to go to the CDC website. Thanks. No, I don't want to do that. Yes, good point. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, complaints, or gripes, or again, I already said this, didn't I? Yes. Notrobotsquestions@gmail.com if you have any ideas. And then you can send us that voice message, or if you forget this email address, but you remember this one, anchor.fm/not-robots.
Are you sure it was this timeline or a different timeline you said that?
Remember we talked about the timelines. Remember when they changed something, it's the Matrix.
Can we color outside the timelines?
It's deja vu.
All over again.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, thank you very much for partaking in this week's episode of
Then Not Robots podcast?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Not Robots out.
Thank you again, Lisa. You're awesome.
And thank you anybody who sends discussion ideas.
Jeremy!
Or anyone. I don't know the Jeremy guy.
No, I got to get him in one of the podcasts.
I don't know the Lisa girl either.
She's my friend. That's all you need to know.
Okay. And cut.
So is Jeremy.
And cut.
Oh. Wrong cut.
Oh boy. And have that goofy music fade in over the slapping of and cut.
Jeremy! So Jeremy commented on the one when I said, "No, Jeremy, I didn't have time to go." And he was like, "Oh, I knew exactly what you're talking about." He goes, and Pete was so confused.
I was confused about what?
The episode when I said.
Oh, he
Jeremy.
responded to you.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
messaged me yesterday.
Did you see the email we got with the The shark
No.
and the dog. The
No.
dog dressed as a
Oh,
shark.
yeah, I did see that.
Oh, man.
Jeremy's so awesome.
Yeah, I asked the guy, I said, so your dog is friends with fish and knows they're not food? He said, as far as I know, they're not food. He's friends with all the fish.
Yeah, Jeremy's awesome. He works downtown. Boom, boom. I thought I got notified.
Notifications.
Yeah, Crandall. I got Christina to work out.
A workout. Hey, you know this thing's a recording?
Did you threaten her?
I should probably turn this off.
What?
Turn it off?
Yeah.
Oh, microphone, stay. Good microphone. Bad microphone. Can I have the other dangly microphone?
Mine's gonna be dangly. Mine isn't dangly. Mine's sitting right there.
It'll be dangly when you hand it to me.
Man, maybe he's not all that interested then.
Upright on you right now, I guess.
Well, of course.
Now it's dangly.
Isn't it amazing how that happens?
As it hits my hand, it's dangly.
Woo! I'm not touching it.
You shouldn't. It's a
I'm
microphone.
seriously, I'm not. No, we'll pass on that all day. Yeah.
All right.
Double heavy club alternating. Ooh.
What? Heavy club?
Yeah, heavy club work.
Is that like a nightclub for big people? The heavy club. What? It's a fan. Hey, you got a
Hello,
fan.
this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we're going to talk about our double club alternating circle.
What? What does that mean?
The double club alternating circle is an extremely advanced club movement. Think
What?
about everything that is two independent clubs being advanced movements. The way club training is normally organized,
What?
you start with your single arm training first, and
Club
you go through
training?
all of your numbers, volume cycles, and density cycles all the way through, and then you do
I don't know what any of that means.
you can run a
Pay attention.
Club training?
Two-handed club programs focus less on standing up and rotating. They focus more on your squats, your lunges, your pullovers, your get-ups.
Oh,
all
exercises.
that stuff. After you've done both of those things, then you get to this double club training. What you're going to see here is a double alternating circle. We're going to show you this in phases. We're going to show you the single arm alternating circle. We're going to show you the two-hand alternating circle, and then the final, most complicated version is the double alternating circle, which is something you really need to know if you want to do double.
Triple alternating
Our
circle.
single
Use your
arm
head.
alternating circle,
What?
working the braking.
He has an actual club in his hand.
This is why it's called heavy club training.
That's like some Stone Age crap.
Side leg, opposite side leg.
That's
same
Bam
side
Bam.
leg, opposite side leg. You get good at that with a light weight, then you move to your two-handed alternating circle, which you can jack up in weight pretty quickly.
Is this guy like the whole thing about trying to
Rotate,
increase your
push both
strength
arms
in
to lock
baseball?
out, catch, sit
Because his
opposite,
icon has like
offhand.
baseball
The
bats.
leg load is the same.
Those are two clubs.
Same side
Oh,
as the top
So-
hand.
his club is exclusive.
This guy is a Hollywood trainer, stuntman, and martial artist.
Okay.
You need to be
So
really
he's
good at
definitely
rotation.
in the club.
You have to be 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. 90 degrees off center each time. You can get away with having
Those are
less
maces.
rotation with single arm.
I want to learn that so fucking bad.
Is it like a concrete ball at the end of a pole?
Pretty much.
Or an iron ball at the end
It's
of
an
the
iron ball at the end of a pole.
So you have to rotate all the way. It's an extremely big rotation. Extend, catch, 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 catch. And think about using your legs. Now it is my right leg is going to initiate this action, and then my hand will follow. Right leg, push. Left leg,
I can't watch it.
right leg.
This is hard shit.
I can't watch it.
Left leg,
I
push.
can't do it.
When you're doing the catch, you're going to be catching all the way to the side. to be tracking behind your body, and your front elbow is going to be tracking towards your front hip.
Oh.
How strong you are.
Oh, there it is off.
How good these tendons are.
Seriously, this is like awesome stuff.